Hello, I'm Chris Packham, and on my travels filming for the BBC Springwatch, I've been very fortunate to experience some fantastic stretches of the UK coastline, including these here in Cornwall. Now, the Cornwall Wildlife Trust Your Shore project has been working really hard with some dedicated volunteers to enhance everyone's appreciation of this fragile and unique environment. Here are a few of the things that they've been up to.
Thanks so much everyone for coming down today. We're going to be cleaning up your local voluntary marine conservation area, the Polzeath VMCA. It's a fantastic way for us all just to do some practical conservation work, which is really easy for you guys to come and do. So hopefully by the end of the day we'll all be trained up and ready to come and do it in our own spare time. All right, well I think we'll go head down to the beach and we'll get down to the strand line, we'll look at the area that we're going to clean and we're going to survey. Okay, let's go.
Thank you very much. Hi everyone, thanks for coming along. I'm Neil Hembrow, I work for Keep Britain Tidy. Today we'll be looking at the composition of litter from the strand line up to the top of the beach, finding out what the problems are and what's being washed up. We'll start from the tide line and we'll work our way up, recording everything within the survey area. Okay?
Great, go.
Right.
Oh, there we are. Oh no, cigarettes. So that. Yes, where on earth is fishing then?
It's all under different categories, so fishing.
Right. So what are you doing with the
We're collating
research?
the data and then it goes out to a variety of people, the Environment Agency, Keep Britain Tidy so we can campaign, also to the council. So they do their own survey and this is backing it up so they can understand some of the issues on the beach.
2 bits of rope, Steve.
Right.
3 bits of rope.
3.
1 bit of plastic. And
a shoe.
a shoe.
It's a nice shoe.
Do you want to have another half of this?
Yeah,
Try it on?
yeah. It's quite a nice shoe, yeah. Shame there's not another one to match, so I'll take it home and recycle. So, Jack, what are you finding in the strand line?
Mainly fishing line, to be honest.
Oh, right, there's a lot
lights.
of fishing line. I'll write that down. On some beaches, they'll mechanically clean all this strand line away to try and get rid of all those little bits of plastic. So that's a really bad thing because the strand line itself is a really important habitat for birds and for bats and small mammals and stuff. So you want to try and keep the strand line here. So it's really important that volunteers do things like this and pick out tiny bits of plastic and rubbish out of the strand line and keep the seaweed there really as a habitat. But it's not just man-made stuff that we're finding in the strand line, you also find some really interesting natural things that kind of inspire the volunteers and make them interested in doing this, not just to clean up, but to find and explore the marine environment. And this in particular, I know you probably think it's just a bit of dried old seaweed, but it's not. It's actually the egg case of, skate, a little baby skate. A miniature little tiny baby skate will have popped out after it finished growing and it would swim off and survive alone in the ocean. And you wonder how they do it really. What you've got here are these long tendrily bits which would have attached it to a rock or a piece of seaweed and it was stayed there in the water safe until it was time for the baby skate to hatch. So yeah, it's really exciting. So Brian, you're the beach warden for the Polzeath VMCA, and where are you taking us?
I'm going to show you a bit of a treat. It's all the large stuff that's washed in over the last month.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, so this is the sort of thing that washes in on a regular basis, or gets abandoned on the beach. You see loads and loads of bodyboards.
And these, I guess, these bodyboards are all cheap ones that are broken, and people have just dumped them.
Yeah.
So that is the holiday
that
makers.
That is the problem.
Rubbish.
It's all polystyrene, which will never degrade.
No.
There's a few oddments there of other things like broken windbreaks that just get left behind. You know, it's just going to be there forever.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's shocking.
So this is some of the trash that we've taken off the beach today at Polzeath, including a suitcase this morning. But this other stuff in the middle there is some of the kind of cool junk that I find from the seas washed up on Cornwall. And it all comes from other countries. Like this is from Spain, from Asturias in Spain. You actually know which port this came from in Spain. From Eastern Europe. And even this from Canada, a lobster pot tag, it's come thousands of miles across the Atlantic. It's amazing how long this stuff can float around in the oceans before it ends up over here on our Cornish beaches. Prime example of how long plastic lasts is this marathon wrapper, which was found up at Widmouth Bay a couple months ago. Now, marathon hasn't been produced for at least 20 years. It's now Snickers. So this wrapper, which is still legible, is just hanging around on our beaches or in the sea, waiting for someone to pick it up and get rid of it, really. It lasts forever.
How are you getting on, Eamon? I've got a bit of rubbish here for you, a bit of plastic. Better write that plastic down. Anything else?
Fishing rope and...
Yeah. And have you done much beach cleaning before?
No, this is the first time.
First time, part of the Voluntary Marine Conservation Area Group. Brilliant. Yay, good. And do you think you'll carry on doing it again in the future?
Oh, I should think so.
Good.
If you have a look here, we found some, they're called mermaid tears or nurdles, and they're the very basic raw material into making plastic. You find thousands of these in the strand line washed up every year. They either get washed down rivers or off boats. They look exactly like fish eggs, so a lot of animals and fish mistake them, swallow them, and fill up their stomachs full of these nurdle things. But they're a menace. You find them near enough on every beach.
Quite an interesting bottle here. It's MPA1, phenolphthalein indicator. Keep out of the reach of children and avoid contact with skin and eyes. It's full, so it's something for checking alkalinity, I guess.
Yeah.
Marine Chemicals PC PO Box 11.
You could send it back to them.
Cheshire, it's a Cheshire company.
Yeah,
I'm going to hand
to see
that to
that.
Neil for his collection.
Yeah, great.
Good.
Oh, thank you.
I think the problem with plastic, it doesn't go away. It's growing. The amount of plastic that's in the sea is growing all the time. In Britain, I think we use 160 plastic bags every year per person, and only 1 in 200 of these bags gets recycled.
The Cornwall Wildlife Trust continues to inform, educate and enthuse about the fantastic wild environment here in Cornwall, but they do need your support. You can log on at www.cornwallwildlifetrust.org.uk and find out all about it and hopefully join in with them. And the next time you visit a Cornish beach like this one, look out for the Your Shore project.